Alright, we're trying to figure out oh, oh, who's that guy? Um Hold on. What's my camera?
Just wait for the open. Yeah, that's what I normally try and do. I just this morning really
This
felt
fake
like
cash
there was.
for
I mean, I jumped on
I
right
don't
here
need a
and there
camera.
I just missed it. It just really looked really clean. There were definitely clean moves at pre-market. I mean, this is last night had crazy move. I mean, this is down move. Well, this up move really from the close gave that back up. Moved down here. Now we've
Alright,
given
so
that back up.
I guess
And
we
now at
figure out
least like this makes a lot of sense to give
this
some of this back up. 50% pullback of
thing
this is here.
is so I'm gonna use this as rock
Just
harder,
gonna see where this kind of goes to.
the obvious. So at least I figure out that issue. And pause this real quick.
Trader. I don't know if it
Alright.
has an inverse one, but literally just type in fair
I'm looking
and
for
it comes up
confirmation gold buys.
under indicators. I don't know if there's an inverse. It would probably pop up if it did.
I don't really know what's going on. Well, I know it's NFP, but looking for Nasdaq buys too. If we can come back to these levels, then sure. If not, let's wait for a breakout.
Check the 7-hour
US
chart.
CAD
Is
rejection.
that seems like a crazy time
So
frame to be
I'm
using.
mined by 100K.
Well, for everyone just coming in,
and trade these
good morning.
currency pairs.
Market is closed tomorrow.
So
I mean, really just kind of seeing how we've got a crazy amount of volatility since last night. So really just kind of seeing how this ping pongs. I think this downtrend channel we had yesterday,
that would be nice.
it kind of actually adjusted since someone pointed this out. I think it's kind of like looked like that. And we've broken that for sure now. Versus yesterday, it kind of seemed like we at least blew out the bottom, but I think it actually that ended up being the midpoint. So I think that does open the door for big picture for us to go higher. Now we are in this overextended move right now where we got a little frothy pre-market. You can really see it on a 5-minute here.
So just watching the lows.
Or I think we're gonna pull back some.
Put that there.
Might just pull back to here and that's it.
That there, that right there.
We'll kind of see. We're starting to chop, and we might just chop into the open at this point.
So.
But we'll kind of see how that plays out. Kind of this downtrend line is maybe getting held.
A bunch of alerts. No, I don't.
That's kind of what I'm looking at for the day.
GJ. Oh, I still want GJ to calm down.
Let me know if you have questions. I'll try and answer some questions now before the market opens. We got kind of 10 minutes. There is news.
GJ. Yes, good.
I believe there. I think there's minor news at 10. Yeah, so I would say there's basically no news. The news was pre-market. This spike right here was news. Giving that back up.
US
30. And make sure to subscribe if you do want to ask questions if you're new.
I don't know what's happening for US 30.
Which indicator do I use for the fair value gap highlighting? I literally just use the basic one. It's nothing fancy. I think the important part is using it on a 5 or 15 minute or just a bigger time frame than what you're using. I started looking at it on the hour too. I actually kind of like it on the hour chart because it just shows you, okay, where is the big, the big moves that we need to give back.
Leave that there.
I think always trying to zoom out and have that clarity of what the bigger picture is doing, even if you're trading on a tiny chart, tiny time frame. It helps. I don't use level 2 data. I pretty much just only use price action.
So we're looking for.
And then, same with the fair value gaps. The support resistance zones are only from the 15-minute and 5-minute.
And I'm risking I feel like I'm gonna risk like $100 today. Oh, nice.
Is it a good sign that MES and MNQ are aligned? Generally, yes. I stopped watching both of them because I just thought it added a little more confusion than actually helping me. But generally, when they're aligned, is better.
Quick W checkup, man. Just checking some notifications. What's this?
When I enter now, I mean, it's just not in a spot I see an edge. I think it's more in the middle of this. Yes. I like to stick to the extremes. So that's why I was kind of hesitant here. I mean, hindsight, this didn't work out. It could have still worked out. I mean, doesn't mean it wasn't a good trade to jump into. But that's why I was kind of hesitant in this area because it's, you know, the first catalyst move is already played out. And so sticking to the extremes is way better.
Do you know how to use it? No, then help me.
I usually don't trade the pre-market, but I'm trying to be more flexible in what I'm looking for these days, and take more stabs. Why do people disregard time frames under 1 minute? I think just because it's too crazy. I used to trade like a tick chart, which is basically kind of like a volume chart, and it just moves too quickly. I like the consistency of time-based chart, but also the smaller ones, I think, just make it more intense and you're more likely to be impulsive. Like if you struggle to trade on a 1 minute and it feels too fast, jump up to a 5 minute. A 5 minute is way slower. It's way easier to, you know, feel like you can get a read and actually think versus a 1 minute. Sometimes it's so, even on a 1 minute, it's very fast paced. How long did it take me to become profitable? Years. I mean, I think that's just a super depends question for everyone. You know, it's not something that happens quickly. A lot of people think it might be fast, or it's mainly because the emotional side of trading takes so long to get good at, just learning patience and not FOMOing and show the candle for the fib tool. So the fib tool is not really for fair value gaps. It's more of just seeing, like often, I only use the Fibonacci tool for the 50% retracement. Let me see if I can actually show. I don't know why it's not showing. I guess I don't have text location. That actually would be kind of nicer to see. You know, there's this swing down from here to here. And a lot of times swings have 50% pullbacks before they continue. Like this one right here, this looks like a 50% pullback. Like if I use this tool on that, you can see, boom, from here to here, it had a pullback of basically exactly 50% before it continued higher. And so my thought is, okay, well, there's this huge move we've had overnight from the lows to the highs right here. Obviously, it doesn't always work. Nothing in trading works every time, but it's just a good spot to be aware of, okay, there is a potential for it to bottom here. Does that align with anything else? You know, does it align with a support level? Does it align with previous, like, kind of chop area that we could have? You know, like this one down here, I think aligned really well with this the top of this W pattern. And so that's another reason for the market to come down here and bottom. And I don't look at the other levels like the 682 or the 618, whatever they are, just because, you know, again, just sticking to the 50 is better. Why do I have a 1 minute trend break on my checklist and not a 3 or 5 minute? Because usually the moves that I'm looking at are the flushes happen to where the trend is on a 1 minute that gets reversed. Like this move right here. If I was following the 5 minute trend on this thing, I wouldn't have. Not that I entered in, but I really liked it up here. I tried to jump on early and get it, but it didn't happen. You know, this move pops out, and really you see that on a 1 minute. You see that there's a head and shoulders here, and it gives that back up.
We'll see. Hey,
and so it's just the pace of the moves that I look for. Usually the 1 minute trend.
All right. What we got for today, boys? Absolutely nothing in the store from. We got absolutely nothing in the store.
Is today going to be choppy or not with volume and tomorrow being closed? I have no idea.
Let's put on some
we'll see.
support
But I mean, based on the market right now,
I'm seeing a support.
I think there's a lot of volatility potential.
Right.
Granted, yesterday it seemed like that, and we just kind of chopped. So, you know, it's just gotta.
Right there.
I try and not have a bias of predicting,
gonna miss that too much,
and just be aware of the potential and see what it does.
I think there's a potential for going short, and gonna set back my alert right there because there's also a potential to go long on the gold, but I would like to see a nice breakout going up before I do anything at all.
Well, we're just kind of in this chop range right now. I mean, the market's about to open, so it's just waiting for that.
Exactly. T.
Might open up and just give this back up. We're about to open here. I'll just kind of quickly run through things again for people that are just joining. Welcome as always. I mean, today big picture is, yeah, we're in this range on a 15-minute chart here of the NASDAQ. I mean, this looks like we got overextended here. I think this was an unhealthy move. I think we're going to get it back up into the open. I don't know how far it's going to go. It might go here. It might go here, or we could trigger all the way down to here. But I will say, big picture, I think this downtrend, you know, bottomed, and so we might come down here and continue higher. So, you know, if we look at a daily, we're still just in this wedge. You know, we could go down here, test it, and continue higher, or we could...
Well, we're getting a flush low at NASDAQ.
Pretty much just
NASDAQ.
I don't think there's any major directional bias right now.
Well, am I going to miss NASDAQ today?
I mean, if you zoom out on a 60-minute here, I mean, it's just
printing
all over the place.
So,
which I think is good. It allows taking trades in either direction.
But I say I was gonna switch. I'm gonna switch broker.
And it looks like this is just dumping right before the open.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch broker and stuff.
I tried to jump in here, but I just didn't quite like it.
T. You can make the parts thing, please. And it can
trying to be open to taking stuff pre-market if it makes sense, but it's also still very foreign for me.
Like slightly dump or something.
There's not really much news today. This was the news. There is super minor news at 10, but that's about it.
Yeah, Nasdaq here flushing a little bit lower. And we have like 1 minute to go thing. So let's just, I'm just gonna just match that. Yeah, let's put it on.
There goes the market open. We might just dump here for a minute and then see if a long happens. A little frustrating seeing this. I'm thinking that I should have just been in this one. I mean, the 5 minute I think that was very clean, but that's hindsight for you. Gotta just move on. 100 point open candle, that's pretty normal.
Okay, flush lower. So
I'm gonna give it a couple minutes to see what this does. Does it just spike here? I mean, we've basically filled just for this move. That's kind of the target I would have.
Up here.
It's pretty much giving that big flush up back.
In gold.
Question is, where do we go from here? I do that a lot. Yes, I do. And that's just, that's my demons to work on. Trading's a never-ending growth game.
A higher push-up. And Nas and gold at the same time, so let's see what happens. Alright, I might get the distribution go up here.
Yesterday kind of had a spike like this too, in terms of it kind of opening a little choppy. And if it just whips like this, that's not something I'm going to get in.
One to two here makes sense. So
I think a little bit more of a punch lower would be good for a long.
But don't want to stress it too much.
We do have, someone's mentioning we have 30,000 down here. That is a pretty big psychological level. So, I mean, that just aligns up, frankly, with this area to begin with. Just going to move this up a little. Super subjective. Anywhere in here, I think, could be a support zone. With just these bottoms over here, touched it here, touched it here, touched it here before we broke out. Oil is just still grinding lower.
All right, and now break even.
Not much to look at there.
Alright, I'll break even on this thing.
Choppy, honestly. Like they were just sitting here. It could pop this. I don't think that's enough for me to jump in. Oh, now I remember why I didn't show these.
Oh, anything at all can happen. We could have one more like stop low and then go up, but If it doesn't top me out, then that's really, really good.
Downturn is broken. I'm trying to see like what an entry here looks like if it just pulls
like
back.
Flush lower.
Kind of a little big right now, but
trade is in profit. Stop loss is right there. And I extend my TP to 160.
the bottom's here. 3x is all the way up here.
See if we can get
Seems like a really big move. Risk reward does not look good right now.
And my stop loss is extended to here now. So just looking for a breakout.
Oh.
Waiting for that breakout.
Just kind of looking at this big picture right now. Did do a little spike here. It would have just missed filling me if I had an order there.
I feel like we're gonna have that breakout, but I'm just having a look a bit of patience with it though, for sure. A breakout for like flush higher and then go up more.
What if there's like this? A little trend line like this. Being a little cautious this morning with this opening. I'm just thinking about yesterday. Yesterday was very similar. Just trying to look at what yesterday looked like. Is it kind of just had this and then kind of sold off and then chopped for like 15 minutes. Or it did do a move. But that move was definitely more like 940, 945. I just don't think there's the risk reward to enter in there. It's not at an amazing spot in terms of an extreme. I think it's just smarter to wait. As much as I would love to jump into a trade right now.
We're looking for that flush higher. I feel like it can get that flush higher.
If we do another sweep that makes a big candle, that to me feels a lot better in terms of a fake lower. Just see how this plays out.
Push. 130, 140. Can we get that breakout, please? We might be getting the breakout on this candle. Oh. The next 5 minutes is gonna start soon though. So I really don't want a double top. Because double top Seems like he wants to push down more. But I'm just looking for.
Yesterday was very indecisive too, and we might.
Continuation.
I mean, we're pretty much at the price that we were, the middle of this range, and we might just chop today with tomorrow being closed, it being a long weekend. It could just dry up again. I think that's a very big possibility.
Increase my stop loss to look a bit more, and put my stop loss.
Like even if it looks like there's a potential double bottom here, I just don't really see the upside potential. This isn't really an unhealthy move to the downside.
Let's check this 5 minute here.
We're just getting almost. It's almost doing this.
I want to see a breakout on the 5 minute.
It's not like this was this morning. This push up, like this was gorgeous, in terms of an unhealthy move up that looks like it's just getting overexcited and about to top out and just give up. That's what I like when I jumped on. That to me was amazing looking. But and now if you compare that to this, the reversal, it's just it's just getting like this, which just isn't good for a clean, easy move.
But
doesn't mean it won't happen. It could still go up, but it's again that's the edge, and for me seeing the potential of the move is just I don't know. I feel like it's drying up. And if we get maybe like a stab lower,
you actually get wicked out.
Flush a little bit more, but we're kind of just chopping in this area in reality. That short was a great trade. I think I missed it by minutes. I jumped on stream like here, and I was like, it's gone.
Alright, so
this is a nice
I closed
like fake lower candle. It's just hard when it just seems like it doesn't seem like instead of a fake lower and bottoming and pushing higher, it just seems like it's a fake lower in a choppy range.
Oh, motherfucker.
It's already done this once. It seems like it's doing it again. I like to see these at where I think it's bottoming.
Gold here.
And it's a great signal then, but like up here, this is a great topping signal of this big candlestick reversing. Same thing with this one. This wasn't as big of a deal because it just had this huge move up. But this candle kind of popped out and then sold off, and then it kind of just gave up. Versus here, it's just volatility.
Come down.
And not the spot I want. And I can see that it's doing a W pattern or a double bottom, but
I'm not trusting it. Just let it stay. I still have a smaller position running.
In terms of like looking for a fair value gap unhealthy move, it just doesn't really have it as much.
That's good enough.
It could pop up to here.
But that breakout though, look at that breakout though for sure.
And maybe it does, and I look for a short.
I should have just waited for the 5 minute candle to close. Because we're going to have the breakout. We're going to have the breakout for sure.
I don't really like just going with where the big picture seems like it's going to go. Those unhealthy moves are really where my edge is.
This flush down here into this level here and reject off of here. But I need a bigger screen. I can't see everything. I'm getting defeated by not having a bigger screen. So
how do you know if it's going to go up or down and whatnot? I mean, it's that's where it's it's about finding that edge that works for you. For me, it's of course you don't always know, but that's where the math comes in with how much you risk versus how much you're trying to go for.
Ola yay,
Um,
ola yay,
that's the
ola.
whole idea of a trading strategy is it helps trying to predict where that edge in trading is of direction. Even if it's right 50% of the time, but when you're right, you get you risk $100, but you make 300. Like that's a strategy.
All right, looking for what am I looking for? Today's
Even
been a
if
great day, so
even if
looking
this
for a
does
flush
play out to
higher.
the upside,
Um,
um, it's not really. I would say it's a pretty crappy setup, and that's where trading is hard. Is sometimes it's some bad setups work and some good setups fail.
so I was looking for a flush higher. I didn't have to get
It's
with Thunder
everyone can
actually,
trade the different
because
ways.
that
Some
flush
people like
higher
to
here
trade more often and
was
be
gonna
more
come.
aggressive, and I have always leaned at
It
being
was just
more
support
patient and
level
cautious
here, so
and
boom.
taking just very clean looking ones. I'm definitely trying to get more
But
aggressive recently, but
just wait on that goddamn breakout. I'm gonna get stopped out here. It's cool, covering everything. But this is another breakout that's gonna probably um happen here for sure. But I feel like it's going to be already finished for me though, for sure. Oh, so mid that is some markups. Data stretch over the car. Data stretch over the car. Let's put this on the car. Yeah, we are gonna definitely have the flush
what is my win
and
rate?
the
I think
breakout.
it's roughly around
But
40%. It's a
do I
little
want to
lower
take another fucking stop at this
than
shit?
I would say I think it should be. Just,
Another
again,
stop
with
at this shit
over the
if
last couple
it
months, I've
comes
really
down
been adding
here
a
and
lot to my
top me
trading,
back
which has
into the
been
same level.
um, causing me to make mistakes.
Because
And
I know that
I'm
breakout is gonna
forward
happen.
testing essentially a lot of things and learning stuff in real time,
So if it
and so that just
comes back here and top me back
complicates
into that
things.
same level, then I will
But I
take
think
another buy. But I
these
am
last
still
2 weeks
in
actually have
this
felt really
trade
good
from
trading
up
wise.
here
Even if I don't take a trade
running.
today, I'm profitable this week. Last week I was profitable.
But I feel like I can get a stop right there. But
And the
whether
new
you're
entry
trying to get
style
too
I'm feeling a
much,
lot more
just not
comfortable
the
with,
trades that I run.
which I think is very helpful. It still feels very weird and foreign. And so I think it's going to take a month or
But that
two for
breakout
that
will be
really to
really
sink in. But I think
nice.
once that does, I'll really ramp up with entering because I'll be more confident and um, just know exactly what I want to do in spots versus kind of right now it feels like I'm almost figuring it out in real time, and that just causes a lot of hesitation and unsureness and doubt. And then obviously streaming it at the same time, that just adds, it increases the intensity dial on that. But that's where I am at in my process of changing my trading right now. And then once that happens, I can start to dial up the sizing again because I've been trading kind of smaller size recently because of that as well to kind of help reduce that intensity on the trading. And it's just and the hard part
Alright,
about it
so
sometimes is it's just
gonna put
very
that
slow.
alert into these
It takes weeks or
and
months to do stuff like that, and of course depending on the market and how
I
things
missed
play
the whole
out.
trade.
Um, and
Wow.
sometimes it's hard being patient,
That
waiting
gold that gold
for
trade
that
was
process to
absolutely
slowly
banging
develop.
though for sure. Damn.
But that's
I closed off
trading
with
in a
like nothing.
nutshell.
I was thinking I would like
Did I ever have
keep it
times I
this
wanted to
low.
quit trading because I
Yeah,
was blowing
which I
accounts?
did. Oh,
Definitely. There was definitely times where I got very close. But a lot of times it was like I would just take an extended break.
Alright.
Get the excitement back. I mean, I think if you have to love trading to become successful. You can't just kind of want to do it, just because you think it's kind of a good way to make money. You have to love the game of the constant challenge. There are definitely days where I don't want to trade, but it's just, I have the discipline and the routine now to just do that, especially now trying to show up for stream every time.
And that's the only thing that matters.
That helps keep me accountable too.
And stuff, but I'm gonna pause for a little bit and see what
But you can't,
next.
be 1 foot in.
Actually, I cut it early, so like the next 10 minutes.
I think the last time I was about to kind of give up is I started to make this strategy that I have now. I was like, okay.
Next 10 minutes, I am
just feeling very defeated. Like I just clearly suck at this. What can I do well? And I was like, well, what I can do well is I feel like I'm really good at drawing supply and demand zones. And seeing where, literally just looking at a 15-minute chart of like, okay, I can clearly see these bigger picture levels, right? Clearly a support down here. There's clearly something here. There's some smaller ones in here.
I'm gonna jump.
But it was like, okay,
look a bit slow.
Big picture, what can I do?
Get my alerts to come back on.
And I felt like I was pretty confident at being able to spot zones where the market's going to bounce off of.
It's no longer.
And then from there, it was just developing a strategy around that of like, okay, now how do I make money off of that? Because it's one thing to be able to spot a move, it's another thing to be able to make money from it.
Hey, it is what it is. I need to have a bigger screen so I can see what's going on. Well, I'm done.
We're kind of pushing up here.
So, yeah. This is the live for today.
I think I'm just going to move this level up
July 2nd.
to the highs. And there is this little spot here, but I think we're just going to put